Good morning, students. Welcome to the first lesson of English grammar, which is active and passive voice. This is a very important topic this year in transformation of sentences. So, first of all, let us see what is active voice. Sentences in which the subject performs the action and the object receives the action is said to be in the active voice. For example, in the first sentence, Rita cut the cake. Who cut the cake? Rita. So, Rita is the subject and she is performing the action of cutting the cake. In the second sentence, the children ate the cake. The children are the subject and they have eaten the cake. So, here we can see that this is active voice. They sang a song. The subject is the children and they are singing the song. So, this is said to be in the active voice. Now, what is the importance of active voice? The verbs are always in the active form. All the actions are expressed directly. The emphasis is on the subject of the verb rather than the object, and the subject is the doer of the action. Now, let us see what is passive voice. When the subject receives the action of the verb, such a sentence is said to be in the passive voice. Now, in the active voice, the sentence was Rita cut the cake. But now, in the passive, it has become the cake was cut by Rita. In the active voice, the children ate it. So, it was eaten by the children. And in the active voice, they sang a song becomes a song was sung by them. So, in these three sentences, as we can see, the active subject becomes the passive object. Here, the children, the cake was eaten by the children. So, the active subject, the children, becomes the passive object. And the children, they, becomes the passive object, them. In each of these sentences, the subject is not the doer of the action. He is only the passive receiver. When do we use passive voice? We use the passive voice when we do not know who has done the action. My bag was stolen at the mall. So, the emphasis is on the bag which was stolen and not on the person who stole it. Then in the second sentence, the cyclist was hit by a truck. So here we can see that the action of being hit, the cyclist being hit, is emphasized. The action is more important than the person who did the action or what caused it. Now, let us see how we can transform from one voice to the other voice, that is from active voice to passive voice. Only those sentences in the active voice that have transitive verbs and therefore the objects are changed into passive voice. That means all those sentences that do not have objects cannot be changed into passive voice. Another thing to note, future continuous verb tense form and perfect continuous tenses do not have passive forms. They do not exist. And ditransitive verbs can have two passive forms because they have two objects. Now, what are the features of passive voice? The object of the verb in the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. For example, Rita cut the cake becomes the cake was cut by Rita. So here Rita is the subject, cut is the verb and cake is the object. This is active voice and that changes to the cake, which is the object, now takes the place of the subject. So here the cake becomes, the object becomes the subject. The verb remains in the same place, but what do we add here? Since Rita cut the cake, this is past tense. So what indicates past? Was. The word was, and so this is the verb. And Rita, which is the active subject, becomes here the passive object in the passive voice. So the forms of the verbs are changed in accordance with the tense. The children ate it. How do we change that? The children is the subject, ate is the verb, and it is the object. So the object takes the place of the subject. Subject ate changes to, because it is past tense, we have to use was, and this is the past participle form of the verb. This is the verb, and the children becomes the passive, they become the passive object. So here ate changes to was eaten, because it is past tense, it remains past, and this is the past participle. Now we shall see how all these verbs in a form of a table. In this example here, in the active voice, the farmer grows wheat. How do we change that to passive? Wheat is grown by the farmer. Now we have this table which tells you all the different verb, the tense forms. Now we have 3 tenses and 4 forms of each. The first one is number 1, simple present. This is also in the present tense, right? So simple present, then present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. So all these 4 belong to the present tense. The second one, simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. All these belong to the past tense. And the third tense, that is future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. So all these 4 belong to the future tense. Now when we go to the simple present, suppose we have the verb grows. So how do we change that to the passive voice? It becomes is or are grown, depending upon the subject. Is or are growing changes to is or are being. Now see here, this ing changes to another ing form, that is being. And when we have the present perfect, which is has or have grown, that changes to has or have been. This word is added here, and everywhere you will see that we have past participle form. From the first one to the last one, everywhere we have the past participle, that is the third form of the verb. Present tense, past tense, and past participle form. Now whenever we have present perfect continuous tense form, has or have been growing, that does not exist in the passive voice. Now we come to the second tense, that is simple past tense. In simple past tense, when the verb is grew, that changes to was or were grown. This is the past participle form. Then past continuous form, suppose it is was or were growing, that is ing form always changes to another ing form, and that is being. Was or were being grown. Then the past perfect. What indicates past perfect? The word had plus the past participle form of the verb. Had grown changes to had been. So all the perfect tenses you have to use been, grown. Then past perfect continuous. That is had been growing. Only had indicates past perfect. Now here also in the passive voice, there isn't any passive voice. It does not exist. Then simple future, will grow changes to the thing that we add is the word be. So will grow is there, so here it becomes will be grown. Future continuous, will be growing. Now here one thing you have to notice, there is no future continuous. It does not exist. The future continuous passive form of any sentence does not exist. Future perfect tense form, will have grown. The word have indicates perfect, and this is past participle. So will have been. This is the important thing to remember. Will have been grown. And as I said, future perfect continuous tense, that is will have been growing, does not exist. So wherever we have present perfect continuous, does not exist. Then we have Past perfect continuous passive form does not exist. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the 4 cases where we do not have the passive form. Okay. Now let us look at one example and how we can change that very sentence through all the examples of the tenses. The first one is simple present. The farmer grows wheat. So here we have the farmer is the subject, grows is verb and wheat is the object. That changes to, so there is an inversion. The place of subject, in the place of the subject we have the object. So we have subject, verb, object changing to object. Now here is the verb grows. Since it is present tense, we use either is, are or am over here. Since wheat is singular, we use is, and grows becomes the past participle grown. Wheat is grown by the farmer. Now the farmer was the subject, it takes the place of the object. In the second sentence, present continuous tense form, the farmer is growing wheat. The farmer is the subject, is growing is the verb and wheat is the object. Now this, how do we change this? Now the farmer subject goes to the place of the object and the place of the object here comes to the subject. So subject is being grown is the verb by the farmer. Now here one thing for you to keep in mind is that whenever we have any ing verb, that same ing changes to another ing verb and that is being. So wherever you see ing, you must use being. And for another thing to remember is that each and every sentence in the passive voice, you have to use the past participle form of the verb. Grown, grown, grown. Everywhere that you see every sentence, there is no other form to be used except past participle form. In the present perfect tense, the farmer has grown the wheat. The farmer is the subject, has grown is the verb and wheat is the object. How do we change that? Wheat, the object comes to the place of the subject, has been grown. So wherever you have the perfect form, that is indicated by, you keep the same thing, has, then you use been grown by the farmer. That is the object. Here, in the simple past tense form, the farmer grew the wheat. The farmer is the subject, grew is the verb and wheat is the object. That changes to object takes the place of the subject, that is here wheat, and because it is past tense, so we will use was or were, but here since it is singular, was grown by the farmer. So here it is object and this is the verb. The past continuous tense form, the farmer was growing wheat. The farmer is the subject, was growing is the verb and wheat is the object. So since it is was growing, I told you when you see ing, you must replace that with another ing and that is being. Wheat was being grown by the farmer. Have you realized one thing, children, that in active passive we are not doing anything new. It is like you have furniture in a room and we are only doing the rearranging of the furniture. So here we have words and we are rearranging words in a sentence. In the past perfect tense form, the farmer is the subject, had grown is the verb, wheat is the object. So subject, verb, object becomes object, this is verb and this is the object. So here wherever you have had, you must use been. I call that Mr. Bean. So if you've ever watched Mr. Bean's movies, you will never forget him. So wherever you see, here also we have Mr. Bean. Here in the perfect tense, has been, had been. So never forget Mr. Bean. Okay. Simple future. The farmer will grow wheat. The farmer is the subject, will is the verb, will grow is the verb and wheat is the object. Now here also the object comes here in the place of the subject. Wheat will be grown is the verb and by the farmer. Since here will, what is the addition? The only thing we add is be, and by the farmer. Here we can see the past participle form, that is the third form of the verb. Then what is future continuous tense form? The farmer will be growing the wheat. But as I told you in the table, this future continuous passive form does not exist. So there is no sentence for this. Now here in the future perfect tense form, the farmer is the subject, will have grown is the verb, and wheat is the object. That changes to wheat is the subject, will have been grown. See here again we have Mr. Bean. This is the verb and the farmer is the object. So children, as you have seen, wherever we have present tense, you will have is, or are, or am, plus the past participle form of the verb, plus by. See, by is an addition everywhere. Everywhere we have by. There is no sentence where we do not have by. Okay, so we have in the present tense you have is, are, am. In the past tense you have was or were. And in the future you will have will be or shall be, depending on the need. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So children, how do we know that when we change from active to passive voice, how do we form the passive voice? Now, whenever we have ditransitive verbs, that is two verbs that have two objects. So when you have such verbs, you will have two kinds of passive sentences. For example, he gave us some almonds. So he is the subject, gave is the verb, gave what? Almonds, that is direct object, and to whom, that it becomes the indirect object. So since we have this is one object and this is the second object, we have two passive sentences. Some almonds were given to us by him. Okay, so this becomes the subject, this becomes the verb, and this becomes the to us object. Then now he gave us some almonds. So here we are writing the passive form starting with one object. Now we come to he gave us. That means who is the us? We. So here we have subject, were given, this is the verb, and this is the objects. We were given some almonds. You can add we were given some almonds by him. Okay, but over here you can see that the verb does not change. Gave becomes were given because the almonds are plural. Here also, here were given. So the verb does not change. What changes is the subject, because there are two objects. So in the first sentence we have one object, in the second one we have the second object. Now how do we convert interrogative sentences into passive voice? What you must remember is that when you have an interrogative sentence, the answer also, this is the active voice sentence and this is the passive voice. So if there is a question, an interrogative sentence, the answer will also be interrogative. So you must remember this. Now do or does, this is present tense, right? So when you change to passive voice, it has to be either is, are, or am. So since it is do here, do they watch the match every month? So here, do they watch the match every month? Watch is the verb. This do is the subject and the match is the object. So here, since do is a question word, you are using another word, and that is. The object comes here. That is in the place of the subject. So here, subject, verb, and this is the object. Do they watch the match every month? Is the match watched? Because here it is here this is present tense. Is the match watched by them every month? Then in the next sentence here we have the tense changes. It becomes past tense. Did is past tense, right? It's a question. So again the answer also becomes a question. Did mother bake these biscuits? So did is the question word, mother is the subject. Here mother takes the place of the object. Then bake is the verb and these biscuits are the object. So these biscuits will come here. Did is past tense, so you will use either was or were. We are using one of them. So when it is present tense, we use is or am. When we have past tense, we use was or were. Were these biscuits baked by mother? Then in the third sentence, have you written these letters? Again, we have a question, right? So the answer will also be a question, but how do we frame it? Since this is perfect tense, we also have to use the same word. Either you use has or have. But since it is plural, these letters are plural. This is the question word. You is the subject, written is the verb, and these letters is the object. So we will write have, that is the word, question word. These letters, now that is the object, it takes the place of the subject. Here, written will become been written. I told you, whenever you have perfect tense, you never to forget Mr. Bean. Okay, so been, have these letters been written by you. That becomes the object. So this subject becomes the object. So what is the form here? Subject, verb, object becomes object, verb, subject. This is the form that you must remember. Now do, did, does changes to is, are, is because of this, are because of this, or were. Then has or have changes to have, been. As we have seen how to change from interrogative sentences from active to passive voice, let us see how do we change imperative sentences into passive voice. In the first sentence, which is a command, do not ill-treat the poor. So what do we do? The beginning of the sentence should be let. It begins with let. Do not ill-treat the poor. Let the poor, since this is the let the poor, that is the object, it comes in the place of the subject. So let the poor not be, so we use the be form of the verb, not be ill-treated. Since here we have the verb ill-treat, this becomes ill-treated. In the second command that is given, switch off all the fans. Okay, so this is a command. How do we change that into the passive? This is active. It becomes passive voice. We start with let. Let all the fans be switched off. Okay, so we are saying the same thing in different words. Again, we are using the be form of the verb. Then, when you're giving advice or it's a suggestion, regular timings. So, how do we change that? Medicines should be taken at regular timings. You can also say medicines ought to be taken at regular timings. So, here also we use the be form of the verb. Then, call the police. The police must be called. So, again here we are using the be form of the verb. So, in all these, as we can see, whether it's a command or advice, we have to use the be form of the verb. I hope this concept of active to passive voice conversion from one to the other is clear. Now students, after this, I would like you to not only go through all these sentences once again, but I want you to solve the exercises that I will be giving you in your fair book. So I would like you to maintain a 200 pages fair book for the exercises that follow this in the PDF that is given. Thank you and have a nice day.